Yeah, hi everyone. This is Amulya Dudala, and I'm having around 10 years of experience in performance testing. And so here I will be dealing with performance testing using LoadRunner tool. So by end of these sessions, you'll get a complete and clear and detailed picture on like what is performance testing, how we are going to do that, and everything is with LoadRunner here. And also, if you have any questions, you can please make your note, and I'll be helping you in the last 15 minutes as this is a sort of demo session. So we can discuss those things by the end. And even if it is small or minute question, also that is totally fine because as we are learning from the beginning, everything is accepted. So I hope this session will be more productive. Okay, I'll be starting and let me know once my screen is up. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Is my screen up, guys?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, okay, thank you so much. Yeah. So today agenda is here. These are all the items we are going to discuss, like exactly what is performance testing and what is performance testing life cycle and what is load runner and exactly what is its architecture. And also I'm going to help you like in this course what all the things we are going to cover, including QA session. Okay. And when we talk about testing software I mean testing, many of the people and many of the folks will get confused. Like when we even tell like we are from performance testing, most of the people will consider like that comes under functional testing. But there is a lot of difference between functional testing and performance testing. When you talk about the functional, so if you see here, it is going to test the functionality of the application. It means suppose let's take IRCTC application. Okay. So if you click on login, okay, this is one login icon. I'm just clicking over there. So if you click on login, whether it is populating the login page or not. If it is not allowing to enter into the login page, then there is a functionality bug. Okay, functionality in the sense it is going to check whether each and every button or icon in our application is totally and properly working or not. If I click on register, whether it is allowing you to the same page or not. Okay, 1 second. Okay, and if you're checking something, if you're like just checking PNR status, whether it is allowing to check and add the PNR or not. These are all comes under functionality. So it is going to check about the functionality. But when you talk about performance, okay, it is purely non-functional testing. So the exact and main purpose of doing non-functionality, which is performance testing, is how fast, even if you take the same application, okay, if you click on login, exactly how many seconds it is taking, how many seconds it is taking from the server in order to throw you that particular login page. This is one aspect. Okay, so it means it is going to check the application performance or application behavior and application scalability, stability. All these things will comes into picture. Okay, and also if we talk about performance testing of example, the same IRCTC, up to how many users it is capable of. So if you talk about IRCTC, up to how many users it is going to handle. If it is going to handle for 100 users or 200 users or 300 users, or if there is a chance for more in our future, whether that is capable or not, each and every aspect that is going to check under performance. The name itself says it is going to check the performance of our application under its peak load. So whenever we are hitting with peak load, how exactly our application is behaving, whether it is hanging or whether it is not allowing to login page or whether it is completely freezing or whether it is blocking you to do this and that. So each and everything will be handled by performance testing. That's the difference. So functional means it is going to check the functionality, whereas performance, it is going to check the performance behavior of our application and scalability, stability, And all aspects will comes into picture when we talk about performance testing. Okay, and no matter what you're learning anything, so I'll just help you with all these things. So I'll just advise you whenever you are trying to learn something, just question yourself with these four questions, like what, if it is performance, what is meant by performance testing, exactly why we need to do that, and when we are going to do that, and at last how we are going to achieve that. So if you're questioning yourself with these four questions, so each and every concept will be like very easy for you in order to understand. Let me help you with these four questions first, so that you'll get a sort of idea on what is performance testing. So when someone asks you like performance testing, we can simply say like testing the application behavior with peak load. So we are just checking the application, whether it might be IRCTC or WhatsApp or whatever might be the application. We are just checking its application behavior, how exactly it is performing when it is with peak load. Load is nothing but users. Okay, don't get confused about this load, because this is a new terminology when you are hearing about the performance testing. Okay, so you can say like testing the application behavior when you are hitting with peak load. Peak load or max load, anything is fine. So here it focus on mainly scalability. Scalability in the sense, in future, up to how much extent it is going to capable. If it is going to handle only 100 users now, we also need to check in future if there is a chance of few more and more logins, whether our application is capable or not. We will be checking that as well. And stability. Okay, stable in the sense, suppose let's take any big billion sale is going on in any of the e-commerce application. So if more users are trying to log in the application, because of that, any suppose if the sale is going only for 1 hour, if more and more users are trying to grab that deal, whether our application is able to do that or not. So it is going to check the stability as well. Okay, so we need to like focus on how much scalable it is and how stable it is as well. Okay, and also we need to check the speed, which is pretty much important here, how fast your server is responding. Okay, it's a sort of triple S. One is scalable, one is stability, and the other is speed. So we can simply define it as testing the application behavior when you're hitting with peak load. And now, exactly why we do performance testing? We can get one question saying like, why can't we like release the application without doing performance testing? Is that pretty much important? Or like if you're not going to do that, what might be the cons and everything? Before that, I'll tell you one thing. So, so if there is any application, there might be two chances. Either it should be live in the sense production, or it should be new. So, like if you go to Play Store and if you are trying to download any one of the applications, saying let's say ICTC, if it is available there, then we can say like it is already in prod. Prod, it is nothing but production. Okay, production in the sense already it is in front of the customers and they are ready to use it and they are already using it, which is nothing but live. Okay, and the second option is it might be new. New in the sense it is not yet into production, that is still under either development or in the testing stage. Okay, so if we are not allowing any performance testing for any of the production, then definitely there might be, it's not might be, definitely there should be defects. Okay, suppose in as it is, we all know like we are having something called Tatkal. Okay, so before releasing that, definitely that should be done with performance testing. If not, if it is only capable of 100 users, let's say it is capable of only 100 users, whenever the 101 person 101 person is trying to log in, definitely he should be facing issue, because the server is not at all capable of managing more than 100 users. So before releasing anything into production, definitely we should make sure of all these things, whether our server is capable or it is able to handle or not. Suppose, let's take, we are like starting up a small application and we are using that only for 10 users. Okay, then definitely there is no use of doing performance testing. If it is for limited users like 10, 20, definitely we can say like there is not like much needed. But if there is a chance of scalability in future, definitely that should be tested with performance testing. Okay, so here we can simply say like the reason why we need performance testing is because of we need defect free in production. See, if there are more and more defects, suppose SBI, let's take SBI. If we are if we are using SBI and if like that got upgraded but that was not done with performance testing and somehow they released it into production and number of users got extended a lot, then many of the people start seeing the issues. So definitely that is going to impact their entire business. Even like see, like whenever you are trying to use your mobile, you are not able to like these days we are even our kids also not able to see such sort of lag. So everything should be done in fraction of seconds. Even if a small lag also that is going to impact the entire business. So if it is taking a long time in order to load the login page, it means the response time is high. Whenever you are giving your username and password and you are entering your captcha and OTP, when you click on login, as per the standard, it should log in 2 seconds. If it is taking more than that, in a sense, definitely there is lag. There is some defect. So to get rid of those defects in production, in live, definitely that should be done with performance testing, which is going to save us from our business and all the things. Okay. If we are not doing that, definitely that is going to impact the business and our clients as well. Okay, fine. We know like what is performance because we are checking the application behavior, and in order to get rid of defects in production, we are doing performance. Okay, and next is when we should start that. Exactly when we are going to do that. Okay, earlier like we used to do that like after completion of development and manual phase. Okay, but as we are in agile methodology, okay, so even if suppose let's take, okay, agile methodology, we will be doing in parallel with dev phase. It means doing DOING. Okay, suppose let me take you to as it is again. Okay, suppose let's take we are done with this is a pretty new application. Okay, and we are done with the login and registration functionality, and all the remaining things are not yet done, they are still in development. So if we are in agile methodology in the sense, even if even for the single things also, it's a sort of unit testing also, we should be parallelly doing performance testing. The reason why we should do in the very beginning in the cells, it is going to get rid of all the issues. Suppose let's take our client build each and every, I mean, suppose let's take Piyush. Piyush is the developer and Sai Charan is from the QA team. Okay, so Piyush developed each and every functionality over here, Okay, and his code is completely good and everything is fine. And Sai Charan did the manual phase, and he also signed off everything. And whenever I'm gonna to log in, if I'm facing issues, and if suppose Asma is our client, if I am gonna to submit the result in another 1 week, if we are gonna to fetch these type of issues at the end, in the sense, definitely whatever the thing so far done by Piyush and whatever the thing so far done by Sai Sharan is completely of waste. Okay, so that's the reason, if we are doing from the beginning, if you're facing any issues, then if Asma is gonna to if I'm gonna to tell Piyush, I'm facing sort of issue when I'm hitting with the 2 to 3 users for the login functionality, it is not allowing me to do. Can you please revise the code, or can you please check exactly what is blocking us? Okay, so that's the reason why we should maintain our performance testing activities, why we should start in parallel with the dev phase. Okay, it should be in parallel. Okay, so we know exactly when to start, so it should be in parallel. And in order to see the defect free, and the main purpose is to check the application behavior. Okay, we know these three things now. Okay, fine.
Sorry to interrupt you, Amulya.
Yes, Piyush.
So, so you mentioned that performance testing in parallel with development phase, right?
I mean,
But
yeah.
but until unless the code is not freeze,
Yes,
how
yes,
you
yes.
can?
In sorry for the interruption. In parallel with the dev phase, in the sense, whenever this particular phase is completed,
Okay.
in parallel, in the sense, sorry for that, we will be doing agile methodology. We will be doing after, but we can also do that after particular functionality completes. Sorry for that. LITY. So the reason why I said in parallel, in the sense, whenever in, I mean, you are done with particular functionality, I can start my work over there itself. So in parallel, in the sense, I can also add one more point. So here we will be, where is my notepad? Okay. So if you are aware, we have multiple environments. Okay. Just like dev. Okay. If it is for manual, we have sit. And if it is for performance, we have UAT and perf. The reason why I added in parallel, in the sense, we can also start performance testing for 1 or 2 users in the dev environment as well. We can also able to do that. Able to get that, Piyush? So suppose, let's take, if you are done with your registration and only the login functionality, and the code is not yet deployed into UAT or perf. So if I need to check, we can also check in.
Still, the developer is working on that module, right? So if
Yeah,
developer is working on that module, so we cannot proceed because if we proceed, might be it affect for the
might be.
developer.
Yes, yes. See, the reason, I mean, as I said that, so we will be doing after that particular functionality got signed off from the developer. For that, only for that particular functionality. I'm not talking about the complete thing. So if we want to check for the unit testing also, we can do that. We can also make each and everything ready, like just sort of our scripting each, and we can make all these things ready in dev environment as well. Suppose if we consider here login and registration, if you are only done with that and if you signed off that, we can able to do that performance testing for those two functionalities. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So and also, when we touch down, we can't hit more than 2 to 3 users, which is going to impact their environment. So the reason why I said we can able to do and we can able to use dev is just to make everything ready when it comes to our plate. Okay, if we are having limited timelines and if we have everything like dev and sit environment is ready, we can make use of those two environments for our scripting, but not for our execution. Because whatever the code we have in dev sit, at last, like whenever they are done with the completion, they are going to deploy the same code in UAT and perf. Okay, so we can make use of those environments just to create our scripts and just to check like whether that functionality is properly working or not. And we can also check like for one to two users as a sort of sanity check. Okay, and how we are going to do that. Okay, so when we talk about this thing, so this comes into main picture. So here we will be having multiple tools.
If you
Okay,
explain, if you explain on just UAT, because UAT I did not understand what is UAT and
user acceptance testing. So it is not like whenever the code is completely up and running in the sense, so definitely they will be providing one dedicated environment to performance team, because whatever the environment we are having and development team having and like a QA team having, so definitely there will be like changes in their test data. So that's the reason here we will be having dedicated environment. If I am gonna to work with any QA, I mean sort of SIT, so it is gonna to like merge or it is gonna to conflict the test data whatever they are using and we are using. Okay, so
UAT and perf is same.
yeah, like it completely depends. So in few organizations we can use UAT and few we can use perf. I mean it's a sort of naming convention. That's it. So in few it is also called staging. Okay, so you can see like if it is UAT, you can simply think like the code is completely stable, so that any performance tester, if he is having access, he can able to make use of that particular environment. He can able to do the performance testing by using that particular environment. Either it might be UAT or perf or staging. So it's a sort of it completely depends on our client, how many environments they are maintaining and like how they are separating to the teams. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So when we talk about how we are gonna to do that, okay. So here we will be having multiple tools. So as a part of this, as we are into LoadRunner, here we are using LoadRunner as a performance testing tool. So we also have Jmeter, K6, Swasta, NeoLoad, and many like licensed and also open source tools. And now, as you all know, this is into LoadRunner. So we also have n number of pros using LoadRunner, where we will be discussing that in our going forward sessions. Okay. So how we are going to do that? So here we are using LoadRunner tool. If you talk about the LoadRunner history, so in the very beginning, it was with the company called Mercury, and after it was acquired by HP, which is HP LoadRunner, and then it moved to Micro Focus, and now it is with OpenText. So now the LoadRunner is with the hands of OpenText. Okay. So like as I said, you should know like what is performance and why we do and when we do and exactly how we are going to achieve that performance testing. Okay, so here when we talk about how we are going to do that, even if we are using any tool, okay, either it might be LoadRunner or JMeter or NeoLoad or KSX, so as to whatever it might be. Okay, so at the end in the analysis, you will be taking few metrics. Suppose, as I said in the very beginning, if I'm talking about the load, okay, so like here we will be having client and server side metrics, client and server side metrics. Okay, so when you talk about the client, You need to check like how many users it is going to handle, which is nothing but user count. Okay. And you will be handling the response time. It means like how fast your server is responding. Is that taking 2 seconds to log in, or 3 seconds to log in, or 5 seconds? Okay. So in the same way, we will be having throughput. So don't get confused. These are the terminology. Okay. We will be discussing about these things going forward. We need to take about 99 percentile error rate. Okay. All these things. And when you talk about the server, the name itself it is going to talk about the server. Like how your CPU is responding. How about memory consumption? Okay, whether it is totally occupying the memory during the execution, or it is within the limit, like if it is below 70 percentage. So each and everything is going to taken care in order to achieve our result. Okay, so these are the 4 questions about performance testing before going ahead with any detailing. Okay, and when we talk about life cycle, suppose let's take from today, I will be starting as performance tester in any of the organization. What will be my very first step? My manager just called me and said, like, I need to work with, suppose let's take Domino's application. Okay. So our first step is like, we need to gather requirements, which is NFR, non-functional requirements. Okay. No matter what you are into, which application, whatever might be the application, first you should gather the requirement from your client. If the client is not at all, if Piyush is the owner for Domino's and he is not at all having any idea related to application, and he is just acting as owner to Domino's, he don't know any terminology or anything related to IT. Okay, if Sai Charan is working as business analyst, so we will be gathering the details from Sai Charan. So the one who is handling all the details related to the Domino's application. Like exactly like he should know the application architecture behind it. Like he should be aware of each and every functionality, how it is going to work. Okay, he should be having the each and every single idea on how exactly it should perform and what are all the limits. Limits in the sense here the terminology is called SLA, Service Level Agreement. Okay, so we will be gathering from Sai Charan. Okay, so when we talk about the non-functionality, there are many things. Okay, so our first question will be like whether the application is completely new or whether it is in production. Okay, if it is already in production, then we can ask them, okay, Saicharan, please share sort of production logs so that we will be doing performance testing accordingly. Okay, we will be asking him the application architecture and what are all the in scope. In scope in the sense, so let's take if you consider this application, so if he is asking us to do performance testing for this, so we are having multiple things over here: login, register, agent login, contact, help and support, loyalty, bus, flight, hotels, each and everything. Okay. If Saichal is going to tell like we are having limited time, Amulya, so I don't want to touch each and every functionality over here. As this is only for IRCTC booking, I will be concentrating only for train booking itself. Okay, so I don't want to go with bus, flight, and hotels for now. So we can consider this in the next release. So for now, let's go with what are all the things that is pretty much needed for a person to book train. Okay, then here we can see like, okay, in order to book any train, definitely we should log in. We should be able to log in. If you are planning to log in the sense, then definitely before that only you should register to that particular application. Okay, so registration login functionality should be there in our scope. If the person is able to log in the sense, he can easily able to book the ticket. So this page also needed for performance testing. If you are done with your testing, I mean, if you are done with your booking, okay, then if there is any change in plan, you can like, what is that? Ticket cancellation is also pretty much needed. So we should take care of that as well. If there is any waiting list, then we will be checking our PNR status. So going the things like if we are digging the things in deep, we can able to conclude like what all the things can be considered as in scope, like a register, login, ticket booking, ticket cancellation, PNR status, okay, and search. All these things will comes into picture. See, cancel ticket, PNR inquiry, and train schedule, track your time. All your all these things will be considered as in scope. As Sharon said, as we are having limited time, we can say like buses, flights, hotels, holidays, meals, promotions can be considered as outscope. Okay, and also we need to check whether Sai Charan is having any document saying like this particular application is done with functionality testing. Okay, the reason for this is like, see, if you're working in TCS or Infosys, whatever it might be, in few applications, okay, so development is with TCS and QA is with Infosys and performance might be with Wipro. So like all the three technologies will be with different organizations. So we are not sure even if it is within the same organization or within the other organization, we should make sure like if the complete functionality checks are done. See, if Sai Charan is simply saying like, okay, Amulya, everything functionality is done, so you can go and do the performance testing for this particular page. If I did scripting each and everything, if I'm facing issues in the next phase, which is called execution, then there is of no use. So if there is any such document, we can also ask them. Okay, that is also one of the good idea. Okay, and also we need to make sure like exactly what tool they are looking, whether they are looking for licensed or non-licensed. And we can also check like, okay, fine, if we are facing any issues in the mid, whether they deployed this particular IRCTC application into any monitoring tool or not. Okay, see, if login is taking 2 seconds, that's fine. If it is taking 10 seconds in the sense, definitely we need to dig exactly why it is causing that much delay. So to check that, we need any monitoring tool. Okay, we need to check whether they already deployed the code to monitoring tool like Dynatrace, or New Relic or not. If he said like, Amulya, I don't have that much budget, so I'm not planning for any monitoring tool. Okay, then we can, being a performance tester, we can suggest like, okay, no worries, we do have PerfMon, internal monitoring tool. So if there is a possibility, we can also check this and we can dig exactly why it is causing the issue. Okay. So here, like in this session, including this load runner, I will be helping you with internal monitoring tool, which is PerfMon. Okay. So we will be checking what are all the metrics we will be gathering from there as well. So in the same way, we do have n number of questions in our questionnaire documents. Tomorrow, like our complete session is on non-functional requirements. I'll give you a complete detail on what are all the things that is going to included over here. Okay. Okay. After gathering NFR, okay, our next step is we will be creating a sort of document named test plan. Okay. So what are all the questions you gathered from your client or from your BA? So you'll just make a document. So the test plan will just act like So you can say like after NFR test plan. So it is going to act like agreement between client and organization. So if you are working into any some X organization, okay, and if you are dealing with IRCTC or a client, okay, test plan is going to act like agreement between either either it might be TCS or Infosys or whatever it might be. It's a agreement between TCS and IRCTC application. Okay. The reason why it can be considered as agreement in the sense, suppose let's take Piyush is our owner. Okay. So if Piyush is going to tell like Amulya, we are planning to test for 100 user count. Okay. So without test plan, what I did is like I just moved to the third life cycle, third step of my life cycle, which is scripting. I just scripted what are all the functionalities we are looking in the sense key business scenarios like login, register, ticket booking, ticket cancellation. I did scripting and I executed and also I provided the result and said like Piyush, I am done with performance testing for this current release, so-called November release, and all the results are within the SLA. So we are good from our side. So can you please provide sign up from your side? Okay, then he is gonna to ask like why you did for 100 users. We are still in plan of extending those 100 to 1,000 users. So it means whatever the things you did so far, like whatever the scripts and whatever anyhow, the scripting is common even if you are working with 100 or 1,000, whatever it might be. But whatever the test execution you did so far is going to waste. Okay. So if if the owner is going to accept for 100 users in the sense if the test plan is signed off, 100 users, and if it is signed off, okay, then there is no chance to change that number. So that's why we called it as an legal agreement between the client and organization. Okay. Okay, if it is signed off and we are doing scripting, and again Piyush came back to us and said like we are planning to increase it to 500, then we can provide another test plan saying like test plan version 2, and again signed off, and also we need to mention as 100 raised to 100 users. What are all the changes we did in the version 2? Increase to 500 count. So what are all the change? The product owner is like he can able to change his mind as per the words and as per the talks behind the business and all the stuff. But that should be signed off. Whatever the words we are getting from the client, that should be within the agreement. So if he's gonna to simply say like we are planning for 500, then we can't simply say like 500. If he's planning for 1,000 and if he's changing his word to 10,000, each and everything should be noted. Okay, that's the reason why the test plan is pretty much needed before going ahead with performance testing activities. Okay, and the third step is scripting. When we talk about scripting, here there is no coding. So when I talk about script, when I say script, need to worry. Okay. So here, as I said, as we are using so-called load runner, so here we will be having option to record. So we will be simply recording the flow and will be doing enhancements. So you no need to write anything, any line over there. Okay. What are all the scenarios that is needed do if you are planning to do the login script in the sense you are simply log into this page, and before that you need to open the load runner and you need to click on record and you need to do the steps over here. If you are stopping recording in the sense you are going to get the script for that particular key business scenario. Okay. So there is no need of any coding knowledge here. So performance testing is completely open to IT and also non-IT folks. Even if you have zero coding knowledge also, that is completely acceptable over here. So anyhow, here we will be dealing with basics of C language as well, where that can be used for if there is any sort of interview based questions. Okay, so you can make use of that as well. Okay, once you are done with scripting, so we will be doing execution. And when we talk about execution in performance testing, we do have many things. Okay, don't want to load your brains with many things. Okay, if we talk about execution, so we can discuss this going forward. So here we have load test and stress test. I can explain one by one in our later sessions. And we do have endurance testing and spike testing and what is sanity checks. Okay, volumetric, baseline, benchmark, so we have multiple testings. So we need to exactly get that information. What type of testing should be done for IRCTC for this November release? If our client and business analyst is having idea, they will let us know. And if they don't have any idea regarding that, being a performance tester, like we should let them know. Okay, so I can help you on exactly how we can say like this test or see how we can decide like whether load is needed or stress or endurance or spike, whatever the test we are planning for, that needs a bit more conversation. So I can help you that later in our upcoming sessions. And once you are done with that, we can like move to analysis part. If everything is within the limit, then that is pretty much good and we can able to sign off the project. If any of the values are changing, instead of 2 seconds, if it is causing 5 seconds or 10 seconds, we need to dig why it is taking those many seconds. So if we have monitoring tool, we will be logging into that and we will be checking that particular request, exactly why it is causing those many seconds and whether there is deadlock or whether at that particular time, whether our CPU is consuming more or memory is consuming more. So we need to dig in deeper detail. Okay. So this is performance testing lifecycle. First, we need to gather requirements and what are all the requirements we discussed with our client. We should make a proper plan, just considering that as a legal agreement between the client and organization. So what are all the key business scenarios? Okay, what are all the important functionalities we are planning to check? Those are key business scenarios. Those will be moved to scripting. And what are all the scripts we prepared over there that will be moving to execution. And once that is done, we will be moving to analysis part. Okay, and this is LoadRunner architecture. When we talk about the LoadRunner and when we install that, okay, in the desktop itself, it is going to generate three icons. One is virtual user generator, controller, analysis. Okay, as I said, these are the three things. See, and here the third step is scripting. Okay, execution analysis. No, so here these three icons. This is for virtual user generator is for scripting, and controller is for execution, and this analysis is for analyzing the report.
I have a few questions over that.
Yeah.
So if you come to the course content, first of all, I need to understand what is difference between a load runner and LRE. Is there any difference or both are same?
So that is enterprise in the sense where you will be getting. So if you are simply like um, installing the load runner, that will be capable of only 50 users. Okay. So if we are planning to go ahead with a sort of 50 more users, it is going to block you. Piyush,
Okay.
able to
Yes,
hear
yes,
me?
yes. Yes, yes.
So we can simply say like that is some sort of extended version where we can go with multiple things. LRE is like enterprise version. Are you talking about
In,
that or anything else? I didn't get
no, no, I'm
exactly.
talking, I need to understand because load runner, what is difference between LRE and LR? Yeah, or both are same.
Hello?
Yes, yes. Hello.
You are asking about whether the difference between load learner and LRE only, right? It is nothing
Yes,
but
yes.
the enterprise version. Both are same.
Okay, both are same only.
Yes, yes.
So you just said that LR only execute 50, 100 user max and LRE will execute more than
If
500,000
we, yeah. Mm-mm.
like
So
that.
if you are not taking any license in the sense, it will be only applicable till 50 users.
Okay, and what about the license? Because company is giving license tool, right?
Yes, the I mean, the reason why they choose license in the sense because definitely they will be doing the run for more users, no? So definitely, if the license is acceptable in the sense, they can able to go ahead with multiple and required amount of users.
Because I saw that some of the requirement were means any post that they are looking for the LRE only. So I did not
Okay.
understand, yeah, LRE or LR or
See,
same.
both are same. So the only thing LRE in the sense, I mean, the name itself is it's a some sort of enterprise where it is going to design from some sort of large scale. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, so you are teaching LR or LRE or means what?
Yeah, it comes under LRE only. See, I mean, for now we can't able to buy the license, right? So whatever the things you are learning here, that is going to reflect the same in LRE. LRE is nothing but where you guys will be taking some sort of license from the organization, and that is going to acceptable for a high amount of users.
Because in the course content I can see it's
See,
mentioned that LRE.
see. Yeah, I'm coming to that only. See. This is the course content where we will be discussing about performance testing and introduction to LoadRunner, how I can also help you with installation, okay, where you guys will be doing the scripting, execution, and analysis. Okay, I can also help you with exactly how we are going to do the scripting and what are all the different settings we need to do, and also introduction to C language and what are all the functions we will be having and advanced C techniques and you can't able to get this is correlation and parameterization if you don't have idea about this. Okay, so see, controller is for execution and analysis. So LRE in the sense the same things whatever you are having over there in LoadRunner, it is nothing but enterprise and extended version, that's it.
In the ISA website it's written, that's why I asked.
Sorry.
In the ISA website, it's written that performance testing with load runner for web and API
And
with
web
load.
API LR,
Yes,
sorry Piyush, sorry for the
yes, yes.
interruption, come again.
Yeah, it's written that the performance testing with load runner for web and API with load runner enterprise.
Yes, a LoadRunner Enterprise, there is, it's not a big word. It is nothing but it's designed for the large scale. That's it. LRE is nothing but, see, here you will be having one thing called controller, no? Where you will be, one second, where is controller? See, sorry. Okay, this is normal controller. LRE in the sense that where that is designed for bulk amount of users, designed for large scale. That's it.
And what
Okay.
are the which version you are going to teach us? Which version for load runner?
So for now, it is 2021. So if, I mean, it completely, even if you're using 2021, 22 or 12.5 version, each and everything is same. There is only a small upgradation, but there is no change in how we are going to do script, how we are going to do execution, how we are going to do that. It completely depends on the compatibility of your laptop, of your machine. That's it.
What
Okay.
about the load runner cloud?
LoadRunner cloud in the sense like if there is some sort of any permissions to do that, even LRE also comes under some sort of cloud. If there is any permissions as per our organizations, that's come over there. But there is nothing much because here we are using only trial version, right? as we are not going beyond the 50 users, so we will be using only trial version.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm taking lots of questions.
No, no, not a problem, Piyush.
And what are the protocols you are going to teach us?
So here we will be, I'm going to help you with web protocol and also the true client. So for API, they will be providing the recorded versions as a part of bonus topics. See here, they will be providing the bonus topics like introduction to APM tools and AppD and also Dynatrace. They will be giving some sort of bonus topics, and also they will be providing API recorded versions. But if time permits and if you guys are pretty much interested, I can also help you with one or two sessions of using API protocol as well. So I'll be helping you with the rest. So and I can able to like add those into our executions as well, along with web and the true client protocols.
What about the monitoring tools?
Monitoring tool as our what I can say, our core syllabus is not included with any monitoring tool. This is only for performance testing with LoadRunner. But here they will be providing you like a sort of pre-recorded for bonus topics, and there are few other courses where you can able to include sort of monitoring tools. But here I'm going to help you with asset inbuilt monitoring tool, which is Perfmon.
But in the website, it's written Grafana.
Sorry, those are bonus topics in the sense they will be adding pre-recorded videos and they will be sharing that with you.
Okay, so you're not going to integrate Dynatrace or
No,
Grafana.
no, no. In these 30 to 35 hours, like we need to do each and everything related to the performance testing and load runner, so we can't able to include all those integrations over here. So that's the reason they will be sharing sort of these recordings as a sort of bonus. And for this, if you need particularly only to the monitoring tool, here like Isha is managing and maintaining like multiple training sessions for Dynatrace and AppD and Grafana and everything.
Okay, so after completion of this course,
Mm-hmm.
means how many years I justify like that if I will go for an interview, how many
Okay.
years I can say? 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years.
Okay. So if I mean here you are considering only with load runner, right?
Mhm.
So you can surely say like no matter what, like I'm gonna to help you with each and every corner of load runner. Like what are all the things whatever you are having in load runner. So even if you are going with file also, that is totally fine because you can able to learn each and everything over here. It is not limited to 1 year, 2 years or 3 years. So what
You
are
mean
all
to
the
say
things
up to
we
five
can?
years, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So whenever like we get a chance to work with the two called load runners, so I will be including each and everything. So you no need to worry about like whether that is not at all limited to 1 or 2 years.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Amula. Thank you.
Yeah, fine. So as said, so we will be including all these topics. Where is that course syllabus? Okay. So I can also help you with interview questions in the Meet. Okay. And also I can help you with how exactly we are going to draft emails with the basic observations, whatever we are getting from the analysis file. Okay. And what are the different types of performance testings and how we are going to calculate the workload modeling also, which is the one and most important concept when we talk about the performance testing. So we are going to cover each and everything from the scratch to master level. Okay. And tomorrow I can help you with showing the basic recording and a replay of that script, and we can also have the
So one
basic
last question.
session.
So
Yes.
how many application you are going to cover for end-to-end scripting?
So here we are going to use two applications, Piyush.
Okay. And what are all?
So here we will be using the I mean existing tools, which is pre-existing applications called LoadRunner and also sorry Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah. So here we will be using web tools and also JPEG store. Why I'm getting these screens in the middle?
You take some other application because these both are very common, WebTools and
Uh,
JPEG. Any, if you could change any one of the application.
yeah, I'll try to do that because even if we need to take any other, definitely we need to have some sort of license and all the things. If that got we can able to handle that in our machines, then I can. I'll just
So
check
in,
with the
yes.
management
So
on
in
this.
that application, we can handle that base 64 encode and decode.
Yes, we can able to do that each and everything by using that. I'm not going to simply use that web tools and also JPEG store not for a normal purpose. So we will be also including the advanced, C operations like we can also do with, we can also play around with file operations as well. So from scratch.
Yeah, but just last suggestion, if you change any
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah,
application, it will.
we'll just check with, I can try to do that. I'll just check with management on that.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, if
Yeah,
they're
thank you.
going to provide any open application, I can do that as well for you people.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions, Jaideep and Asma and the other? Guys, any other questions? If no questions, I'll wind up the session. We can connect tomorrow so I can help you with record and replay. So tomorrow we can discuss about performance, NFR, non-functional requirement in detail. So how exactly the questionnaire document will look and what are all the things we need to gather from the client, and then followed by a small Q&A. Okay, so I'll be preparing some sort of choosings. So we'll go with like 10 to 20 questions on what all we discussed so far. So we'll play quiz as well. Okay, okay. So if you don't have any questions, we'll wind up the session, guys. Thanks for your time. We'll connect tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.